I could just draw 1, 2. I could draw 6 cards here and just win the game, couldn't I? Looks like we are going to actually win with cut of profits. Look at that. Look at that. Cut of profits for the victory, man. Who knew? Who knew we were actually going to pull this off? I didn't think this card was actually going to end up pulling its weight by the end of this game, but it looks like it just might. It just might. Look at that. GG's. Cut of profits plus Queza. Absolutely incredible way to finish that game, man. Holy cow. Queza plus cut of profits. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking card advantage and we are converting it into raw power to not only destroy our opponents but to win with a bit of style and flair, of course, because that is what we do here on the channel. We of course are talking about an Esper list that I am calling Draw Power. Now this deck revolves around 2 forgotten cards in Queza, in Mordenkainen, and we're going to be putting people on notice and to let them know that you cannot sleep on these 2 cards because they will kill you quickly and in ways you did not expect. And that is exactly what we're doing here today, and it is a phenomenal list that I cannot wait to break down for you guys. But before I do that, if you're new here and you find any value in today's video, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it is a free way to help grow and support the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. With that being said, let's dive in because we got a lot to talk about. This deck is sweet. So I was talking to a Discord member of ours, and they wanted me to try out a deck with Cut of Profits and Queza. If you guys don't know, we got Queza, we got Cut of Profits here. I'll explain them in a moment, but I was letting that member of the Discord channel know that I've actually already thought of something like that, and I was trying to make it work, and it just was not coming together until I realized that Queza really works well with not only Connive, but things like Bag of Holding. And then it dawned on me that we have a really cool Bag of Holding deck we made a long time ago that worked really well. And so I kind of meshed the 2 ideas together, and here's where we landed. So basically Queza, what this card says, it's a 4-drop 3/4. Whenever we draw a card, our opponent's going to lose 1 life, we're going to gain 1 life. That may not seem great, but if you're drawing enough cards, you'll see just how good it can actually be, because Cut of Profits is the other card in question here. We wanted to play this card right here. Has basically X black. It has casualty of 3, and meaning that if we kill one of our own creatures with 3 or higher power, we can copy this thing, and basically we draw X cards, lose X life. So we can actually lose a bunch of life, gain it right back with Queza, and now our opponent's the only one who's losing life on our card draw. So that's a really cool combo that I kind of noticed as well, and I was like, man, I really want to try that. Here's where it got interesting though. I found out that Bag of Holding was really good with this card because Bag of Holding is a 1-drop that we've played in the past. It's an artifact, and basically for 2 mana every single turn at instant speed, whatever, whenever you want to crack this, you can do it. But you turn this thing sideways, you draw a card, you discard a card. Now when you discard a card, every single time you discard a card, Bag of Holding takes that card, puts it underneath it in exile, and at any point in the game you can pay 4, tap, and exile the Bag of Holding. Every card that's in exile underneath Bag of Holding comes back to your hand. This is really, really good because if people try to destroy the Bag of Holding, you can instant speed 4, grab all your cards back from exile, which is really nice. But the fact that you can do this with things like Connive is pretty busted because we have Connive abilities in Obscura Interceptor, which is going to be a really cool card to kind of slow our opponents down. We flash it in, we bounce their card back to their hand. We Connive. When we Connive, we take a card from our our deck, we discard another one. Well, that discard's going to go right into the Bag of Holding, which is really nice. We're going to get that card back later. We've got cards like Thirst for Discovery, which is a 3-mana draw 3, and then we discard 2, which is really nice. Those 2 cards then go to the Bag of Holding. As you can see, the Bag of Holding, very, very important here. We've also got cards like Suspicious Stowaway, which is going to obviously hit our opponent, draw a card, discard a card. Same type of effect. All of these times we're drawing cards, Queza's dealing damage, we're gaining life, and we're also getting all those cards put back into the Bag of Holding. And eventually we're going to pull all those cards out for a lot of value. Obviously, if this transforms, we get to draw cards outright, which is phenomenal. We've also got Mordenkainen, which is going to not only draw us cards, which is really well, it goes really well with the theme of this deck, but the dogs are illusion dogs that have power and toughness equal to the amount of cards in our hand. What's great about this is that we showcased in our previous deck that if we have a dog attacking in for, let's say, 2 damage, 4 damage, whatever it may be, not a lot of damage, right? Typically, our opponents will let that dog get through on that damage and not remove it or block it. And when they choose not to do so, we will instant speed our bag of holding, pulling back 15 cards. That's an exaggeration, but let's say like 10 cards back to our hand. Now the dog hits for lethal out of nowhere, and they did not expect that to happen because they forgot about the bag of holding's ability. So this deck has a ton of synergies and really creative play lines. This thing is really, really cool. And of course, we've got some other cards here to help us get to the end game of what we're trying to do. We've got full play set of Vanishing Verses, 2 Disdainful Strokes, and an Obscure Charm for some more counter as well as removal. You guys are going to enjoy this one, I'm sure. It was a lot of fun. One of my favorite decks we played in a minute. So I hope you guys enjoy. We're going to get into the gameplay footage now, and then we'll meet back here at the end for some final thoughts. Until then, guys, have fun and peace. Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we have some bag of holding action. We've got the Queza. This should be a really interesting deck because we're going to be using drawing cards as power, which is going to be really interesting and a lot of fun. You guys are going to see some really cool combos today. I think we can rock with this. Because we do have the Vanishing Verse. We do have bag of holding. If we could just find a stowaway off the top, that would be pretty cool. Bag of holding can hopefully... Nice, we do find a stowaway. I was going to say bag of holding can definitely sift through some cards for us, finding us our land drop, but no need now that we've got the stowaway down on the field. Hopefully it survives. It does not survive. It looks like probably Vanishing Verse in its future. Probably. Okay, it does switch to nighttime. We hit a land. A good land too. Let's see if we get a card off of this. Hopefully we do. Doesn't look like we're going to. It is a Vanishing Verse. Interesting. Well, we are gonna have to let it go, unfortunately. That is unfortunate. Let's go ahead and end our turn. That would have been really nice to get that going, but unfortunately we ran into a Vanishing Verse player as like ourselves, so it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to get around all of that, but with all this removal. But we have a lot of other tools that do get underneath the Vanishing Verse, like the Obscura as well as the Queza, so I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. That's kind of annoying. I do have another one, but I guess we let it resolve. Yeah, I think I'd rather keep this entire hand here. Nice, we find the land. I was really worried there. I was a little worried that we weren't going to find the land, but we were able to grab it. I like the Obscura here at instant speed. I also like Obscura Charm. These are a problem though, man. But Borrowed Time is a problem card for us because taking our bag of holding is quite the nightmare. Yeah, it's a pretty hefty toll. Let's go ahead and make them replay that. Man, some good stuff here. I don't like getting rid of the Obscura Charm, but I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of instant and sorceries from our opponent based on what I've seen so far. Let's go bag of holding. And let's not go with the stowaway just yet because it will turn it back to day, which not ideal. We kind of know what they were going to play. Nice. We have an answer. Not a problem. They missed a land drop for the 5th land and we're good to go, right? Nice. We might be able to get the cut of profits off here, but I think I'd rather just go ahead and play the stowaway as a more of an investment here. And now we have mana to both do Vanishing Verse or pop the bag of holding and get that going. We're a little behind on the bag of holding, believe it or not, which is crazy because we got it down on turn 1. And you'd think that, I mean, the curve we had would have been perfect, but opponents had some good answers. We've been doing a good job though of ourselves of taking care of a lot of these threats, so. I have no counter spells though, which makes me feel very, very, you know, exposed. I feel pretty exposed right now. I got an answer for that though, thank goodness. I got the answer for that, my friend. And I'm pretty sure that should be game. I mean, there's not a whole lot they can do here. I'm at 28 life total, so I can kind of go off with the cut of profits and just draw a bunch of cards here if I wanted to. I could sacrifice the Obscura too and copy it, but we'll see. We'll see what we decide to do here. We got options. Disdainful Stroke. That's really good. Okay. That's really, really good. I actually don't have a second black source. I don't know what I'm saying here. Hopefully we draw into a black source so I can play the cut of profits. It's not, but it's a great card. The Obscura is a fantastic pool here because we obviously can just throw that down and disrupt whatever they want to do, whether it's a big meat hook massacre or, you know, something like that. There's no blood on the snow, but that is a disdainful stroke if I've ever seen one. That should be a scoop though, because we've got our opponent now in a bit of a peculiar situation. They're down to 7 total. We got 6 damage on board. I guess flashing in the Obscura there would have been a better play because we would have had guaranteed ourselves the lethal, but I didn't think that one all the way through until just now. That happens. Hopefully our opponent's not too upset here. It looks like they might be. Looks like they might be a little upset with us. I mean, we did have perfect answers for pretty much everything up to this point. I was really scared throwing away the Obscura. I thought for sure we'd see a little bit of instant and sorcery stuff, but aside from like Invoke Despair, I don't think Orzhov typically runs a whole lot of that nonsense. So I think it was fine. And it definitely worked out in our favor. Looks like we will have to make an edit here. I think our opponent's a little upset. If I don't end up making an edit here, I'd rather not sit here in silence like last time and get embarrassed that I forgot to edit it out. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. If this doesn't get edited out and we're talking. Okay. They are back. All right. Looks like there won't be an edit then. Good. Thought they were going to make us sit here and wait until they roped to death. Bag of Holding finally gets to go off a little bit. Another Obscura. That should pretty much solidify the game though. Like, we're going to draw a card here off the Werewolf. 2 Obscuras. Nothing our opponent can do. We should have finished them last turn, but we screwed up. All right, there we go. If you don't notice, we really do prioritize the blue. And the reason we prioritize the blue so much is because of the Seagate restoration. We do need 3 blues to get that going. But that is the game. Nice and easy. Clean dub. Clean victory. Could have been a little cleaner, but we'll take it. Very good win. We didn't really get to do like anything crazy with the Bag of Holding. I'm hoping that one of these videos will get to showcase just how good that can be, because you can use the Bag of Holding in so many different creative ways. And in this particular deck, I'd like to try to use it with Mordekainen to maybe attack in with an Illusion Dog for like 2. Maybe our opponent makes a mistake and doesn't block it, and we crack the bag. That could be pretty good. I've done that before. But mostly the bag, just being able to draw and discard cards, can really be helpful, especially with the Queza. This hand, man, what do we do with this? I think we mulligan this. Disdainful Stroke is more of a late card. This is much better. This is much, much better. All right, we got something here. We've got something, ladies and gentlemen. We are up against mono green, though. That's probably the worst deck we can run into, if I'm being honest. It's up there with some of the worst decks we can run into. We need to find a lot of Vanishing Verse action, especially Obscura. Those 2 cards to remove some stuff. That's not the worst thing in the world that could happen to us, but it's not great. It's not great. All right, we definitely go with the Suspicious Stowaway. I'm surprised they didn't just jam out a 2-drop there, like a Werewolf, Ascending Werewolf or whatever, Pack Leader. I'm happy they didn't. Let's go here. I've got Obscura now. We attack in. Obscure is very nice here because our opponent likes to curve out, right? They like to try to curve out like 3-drop, 4-drop, 5-drop. So Obscure should hit something good here, and it does. It hits an oddity. Nice, we get a good card here. I'm going to drop the Cut of Profits, and the reason I'm dropping Cut of Profits here is because I need to get that 1/1 counter on our Obscura so we can get the life gain. And we don't really care too much about Old World Troll dealing damage to us because we're going to gain that life right back. Plus, we've got the Obscura, the Queza, which on second thought should have played it there because I could have got the life gain off of the Queza draw. But you know what? We are not actually going to play the Queza. Look at that. That worked out in our favor because we got ourselves an Obscura Charm, which we can use against the Old World Troll. So maybe that's the play. Little bit of misplays here and there, but ooh, you love to see it. You love to see it. We're gonna destroy the creature instead of countering this because it actually answers both the creature and the instant speed plays here. I respect the play though, because Master's Rebuke is a card I love to play in my mono green deck as well. Very cool card. Instant speed. And we are off to the races, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. I would play the Bag of Holding too, but I'd rather keep my Werewolf transformed so we can continue just drawing cards straight up. Looking good, man. We're looking so good right now. This is a deck that I absolutely feared, but we are looking really good at the moment. And that's a scoop. Dude, we cleaned up on mono green there. Holy cow. Granted, they didn't curve out the way I thought they would with the 2-drop, 3-drop, whatever it may be. They were doing a little bit more shenanigans with the, you know, with the Seiju and instant speed removal, but that worked out really nice. Very, very happy so far with this deck. It is outperforming itself currently. Let's hope we can keep this ball rolling though, because we still haven't got any chance to play the, you know, the Mordekainen. No Bag of Holding pop-offs, so we're still working towards those. That would be the ultimate goal of today's video. All right, we got Bag of Holding, which can find us hopefully another land if we kind of sift through our deck here a bit. And we have Queza, so I'm gonna keep this and hope that our opponent's a little bit slower. I don't know. This could be a problem, though. We'll see. We find a Seagate Restoration, which we'll probably play as a actual sorcery spell. Probably go black here, and then we'll say go. We'll just use the Bag of Holding's ability here. Hopefully finding some more land. So we're up against Mardu. Okay, that has first strike, and whenever they deal combat damage, things will get interesting, huh? If we had gone first, this could be pretty good for us, but we did not. So Florian going to be a pretty big issue for me to deal with. Not anymore. It's not. Okay, nice. Very nice. We find the perfect answer. Perfect answer. Florian's a tricky card. It basically allows them to get card advantage if they're dealing damage to us. So I just got to be careful with that. But I am going to just blow it up here, making my life a little bit easier. Not playing this on our turn could have been a mistake because of things like Deadly Dispute, but I don't think if they're running vampires that they're really that concerned about Deadly Disputes. I don't think they're running those in their deck, but who knows. I might take damage to play the Restoration as a land, depending on what we top deck here, because I would like to get Queza out on curve, if possible. This is fine, because if I discard cards, I can actually just get them back later. Hopefully Queza survives. Vanishing Verse does not get it, so I'm thinking that it will survive at least a turn here. Obviously, things like Infernal Grasp are a play, but hopefully not.
Defy me, and you lose everything.
Bag of Holding just absolutely shutting down Ob Nixilis at the moment. Just getting us value all day long. Hopefully the Bag of Holding doesn't get blown up, because if it gets blown up, that could be bad. That could be really bad. Well, that's rough. That is rough. There's an argument to be said I should have sent Mordekainen away for the Thirst of Discovery, but it's okay. I think it's okay. Let's drop the Queza. Wish I would have hit a land there, but we do get an Obscura Charm, which is pretty decent. Not what I wanted though, because I can't really hold priority and cast it at the moment. All right, so we are going to take some damage from the Ob this time because I can't really afford to keep discarding these cards anymore. I mean, I could give up Mordekainen and get it back in a little bit here with the Bag of Holding, but I don't think that's the play. Well, now I can't even get through to the Ob, unfortunately.
Your punishment is
Obscura, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, I think we're just gonna try to win this by the life gain and all that jazz. I like the Obscura here because if they play another big spell like this, or if they feel like they want to attack in, by all means do so, because then your Ob's gonna be exposed, and then we get in for some life gain. So they are going to attack, which is interesting. Leaves their Ob Nixilis completely exposed. We're gonna take the 5. It's not a big deal, because we're gonna gain 4 of that back next turn. Nice. They say oops like they got us good. Oh yeah, man, you got us. You got us. Not quite, my friend. Not quite. Haha, they create a devil. That's funny. That is desperation right there. All right, get in there, get me some life gain. I got another interceptor. Love that. Love that. They blow up the Obscura. Totally fine. And then we have the Obscura Charm. I almost want to crack this. Holding open the Obscura Charm. I think we're going to need to bounce that again, though, if I'm being honest. All right. Unfortunately, the Purveyor's getting a little bit bigger every time. I feel like I have to give it up. I hate doing this, but I feel like I have to give it up, man. I need this land. I need the land. We're doing good though, man. We got 5 cards in the Bag of Holding bay. We have these blood tokens that we can definitely take advantage of, which kind of play into our hand as well. All right, we got the cut of profits now. But I mean, we're completely beating our opponent down at the moment. I think we're gonna crack a blood token though, just so that their blood vial Purveyor doesn't get any bigger. It doesn't seem like cut of profits is really making the cut, on no pun intended, but it just doesn't seem like it's doing what it should be doing. All right. I guess I should have cracked that last blood token, shouldn't I have? That's fine. That's fine. Here comes not what I thought. Okay, that seems like an odd play over the Edgar, if I'm being honest. I guess because I can get 2 of them down, that's fine. All right, well, in that case, we're going to go ahead and get down. We're going to do the Bag of Holding. We're going to crack it open. Crack open the old Bag of Holding here. We're going to play you. I could just draw 1, 2. I could draw 6 cards here and just win the game, couldn't I? Looks like we are going to actually win with cut of profits. Look at that. Look at that. Cut of profits for the victory, man. Who knew? Who knew we were actually going to pull this off? I didn't think this card was actually going to end up pulling its weight by the end of this game, but it looks like it just might. It just might. Look at that. GG's. Cut of profits plus Queza. Absolutely incredible way to finish that game, man. Holy cow. Queza plus cut of profits. That's why we built this thing. GG. Well, that was nice. I'm really, really happy we were able to pull off that 1-2 combo at least to finish that game out, especially because our opponent hit us with the oops early on. They gave us the super early oops. They didn't even resolve their spell and said oops before I countered it. So that one felt really, really good. All right, I get to go first with a solid hand here. I'm gonna keep this. It's not the best hand. Obviously, we'd like to see a bag of holding and maybe a stowaway, but it should be fine. We're up against Thor, which kind of intimidating. The new Thor movie looks really sweet. I can't lie. Cannot wait for that movie. Good old Fireblade Charger, huh? What's your second play here? Hopefully they're going to try to put equipment on it. That'd be great. Let's just take care of these things one at a time. We've got the Obscura Charm next for the next creature that comes down. We'll just keep on dealing with them as they come. And then we will drop the Obscura, hopefully gaining us all that life back. Follow that up with the Queza. And we should be good on the life gain situation. Alright, that's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. 2 for 1 is never great. But again, we're going to be gaining 4 life a turn starting next turn. Hopefully they have a 3-drop though. Or a 4-drop so they can really expend their mana here. I could really use it. Obscura is such a good card, man. It is such a... It's just like a great Magic card, period. No matter what you squeeze it into, the card just is really nice. Being able to just flash it in, bounce some value back to their hand, and then, you know, gain some life. It's just such a great card. Unfortunately for this Goblins deck, though, they've got really cheap creatures, so they're going to be able to replay this Hobgoblin pretty easily. But if I let it resolve and they didn't have another 2-drop, I would have regretted not bouncing it and making them use up more of their mana. Part of me wants to drop the Queza here. I can't, though. I can't, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to go with the 3-1. I don't like that. I much prefer the 4-2, but okay, they have removal for cheap there. It didn't matter. Okay. All right. I got cheap removal, so I think I'm actually gonna go with the Queza here. Queza is a very good blocker. It doesn't really get affected by Frostbite. But obviously, if we block, they can definitely blow it up after the block. So we're not going to block because we know they were holding priority there with 1 mana. So we know they have it. There's no surprise there. No surprises there. You know what we're going to do, though? We're going to try to bait them in using it. Here's what we're going to do. Next turn, when they attack with the Hobgoblin, we're going to declare blockers. And then when they go to use the Frostbite prior to the combat resolving, I'm going to Vanishing versus the Hobgoblin, and then they're going to waste the Frostbite. So that should be nice. That should be really, really good. This could be a really good play, actually. I hope it works out that way. Obviously, if they do it post-combat, it's a little bit different. But I have backup spells like Obscura to counter and stuff, but that would be not ideal. All right, here we go. Here we go. I just love the passive mechanic of just sitting here drawing cards normally and then just gaining that life. It's just so nice. Especially against a deck that's trying to be aggressive like this and deal damage. Okay, that's fine. They give haste. Or not, they screwed up. They should have just clicked their Goro and did the ability. Instead, they did it a different way. All right, they freely attack with the Hobgoblin. Okay, I don't get it. Now I'm totally in the clear because they're not going to be able to use Frostbite. They definitely did that incorrectly, unfortunately. Yep, they say oops. All right. Yeah, let's get in there with the Queza now. I mean, we're looking good. I mean, that was not how they should have done that last play. So feeling pretty solid here. Gonna play the Obscura Interceptor here. Bounce whatever they have back to their hand. We got some life gain now, so this is fine. This is all good. Opponent did a few misplays too, which doesn't help their cause, unfortunately. Didn't realize it was the 29th. I got to get a move on here with the Mythic run. I hate giving this up, I really do, but I'm going to keep the Mordekainen, I think. Keeping the Mordekainen. Play with fire. Okay, so it wasn't a frostbite, but close enough. Close enough. Ooh, bag of holding, not bad. We are going to go with Mordekainen, though. I am just going to plus it right away. Guess we get rid of you, huh? It's a little late for the bag of holding, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pass on that. No attacks. I'm actually going to block here because they're gonna play a 3/3 with haste, so I'm gonna block that. We're doing so good right now, though, as far as our life gaining because of Queza. Like, I might not block. I don't know. I might not need the block because Mordekainen is going to still survive even if they attack with everything. But if they have like a play with fire, that could get interesting. They got 3, 4, 5. Yeah, play with fire, it would be perfect amount to kill Mordekainen, which would feel really bad. I hope that's not the case. There you go. I was going to say, they're in a bit of a predicament here, it looks like. They are reluctant to attack, which means I don't think they have the proper removal for Queza here. Nice. It does not die. We love to see that. All right, we can get the dog now. Okay, there's the scoop. I was going to say we can get the dog now, play Thirst for Meaning or Discovery, and we're off to the races, man. GG. Let's keep this party going, man. This deck is, I mean, it's just good stuff. This is just such good stuff, man. Super happy with this so far. It's been phenomenal. I can't believe we haven't lost a game yet. This is actually amazing. Let's see here. Vanishing Verse into a double Queza. I think we have to mulligan this, which feels pretty bad, seeing we had the Vanishing Verse early. I don't know. Maybe we do keep it, I think. I don't know. Double Queza feels pretty bad. I might lose based on the keep here, but I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna give it a chance. Prove me wrong. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I like the Obscura into the Queza a little bit better than I do just playing the Queza. Might be an aggressive deck. Naya. Could be Naya. Yep, it is Naya, which means probably gonna be runes. Yep, nice. Called it. Called it. Hopefully they try to smack a rune on top of the Kami here. That would be such good value. Come on, do it. Put a rune right on top of Kami. Oh, you're the best. Thank you. You're the best. Feels bad, man. That thing goes to exile, which means they don't get it back either down the road, which you know they were hoping for. All right, we might just cycle away Rafine's Tower here. We don't really need it, I don't think. I don't know, maybe. Maybe. I would like to get the Mordekainen down at some point. We just blew up their early game so hard, though, with that Vanishing Verse. It's not even funny. If only I was on turn 4 first, though. If I had gone first, this Obscura would be ready to go for this play. Oh, that is Desperation. I'll take it. That is a 2-mana Desperation play right there. Visitor, no problem. All right, Obscura Interceptor ready to go. Hopefully they play something like a Haunted Hollow or a Hollowed Haunting. I always say that. I always get that wrong. Okay. we'll let that resolve, I suppose. I might trade with the generous visitor here. It might be worth trading with. We flashed the Obscura in here. They clearly have something at instant speed here. I'm not sure what that is that's holding the priority, but it's something. Ah, I see. Okay. Still okay though. Drop one of these Quezas. And we get to do it again, which is sweet. All right. All right, we get in there for the 3. We gain our life back. We drop the Queza. We drop the Bag of Holding. We get Mordekainen in, and we are off to the races, guys. We are freaking crushing them right now. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. What are they going to take, though? What are you going to take, though? Interceptor? Probably, right? Nice. That's a mistake. Interceptor already got all of its value. We're looking at Queza to win us the game now. They had no idea what Queza does. I guarantee it. That's probably why they didn't kill it. Mordekainen.
Wasting your time if you think you can win.
A 4/4 dog's not exactly what I want. But I do kind of need to protect Mordekainen here, I think. All right. So hopefully next turn we draw into a land here. We can Seagate Restoration. That would be great. I would like to find a Vanishing Verse for the Generous Visitor, and we for sure got him, but I would definitely need to see that off the top. Okay, that could have been... Okay, it can't be green. Got it. Nice. They don't attack? Okay, we get an Obscura Charm. That's game. That's definitely game. I can't believe they didn't attack in there. That was their only chance to kill. That was their only chance to kill there. All right, let's go. Seagate Restoration. We got ourselves a 10/10 doggo. We've got Queza just going off right now. And we threaten lethal. They have to block. There goes their Generous Visitor. And they lose. They just let it go. All right. GG's. That was easy. All right. Dude, this deck has been smashing the ladder. Holy cow. This might be one of my greatest creations. I don't know. I say that a lot, but this one feels good. This one feels nice. What are we, like 5-0 or something like that with this thing? I don't even know. Let me look again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're 5-0 right now. Holy cow. We're bound to lose one. I've got to imagine. Yes. Going first here feels nice. We got the Bag of Holding. Hopefully finding us something good. Obscura Charm answers a lot of these problems, whether it be control or aggro. We got it. We've got removal built into it, so love to see it. Ooh, it's mono black. We might need to hold on to this for the for our opponent's, what is it? Invoke Despair. Gotta hold on to the Obscura for the Invoke Despair. I have a feeling mono black's gonna be a good matchup for us to actually get this Bag of Holding to kind of go off big. So let's hope that's the case. Another eye twitch. Okay, we're just gonna draw a card here real quick, if you don't mind. Get rid of the second Bag of Holding. No need for that. And we got ourselves a seat. I am going to hold the Obscura Charm because it could potentially hit Deadly Dispute, which could be good. If they're looking for that treasure and drawing cards, could be a good hit. But then again, I almost guarantee we're going to hit an Invoke Despair at some point in this game. So we might have to go for the Thirst of Meaning play. Dream Devourer. Interesting. Yeah, we'll go with this play here. We'll go with the Thirst. Ooh, not good. Not good. We really needed to find some land there. Where was the land? Dream Devourer, I've got to imagine, is trying to foretell the Invoke Despair and whatnot. So I don't know. Maybe we go with the Suspicious Stowaway at this point to make sure we hit our land drop. I don't know. No, I think we got to hold the Obscura Charm. We really got screwed there. I can't lie. That was an absolute not hitting a land there on that many cards feels really bad. Feels really bad. Village Rites, Eye Twitch goes. I'm gonna Obscura that, I think. I think that's a good Obscura there. I don't know if that was like a they're not happy with me type of an emote or interesting. Okay, they hit their land drop. I was afraid I was hoping that they maybe missed their land drop there, but they did not. All right, we've got the Interceptor, which hopefully we can flash in here and do some harm to them. I'm hoping maybe they attack in. Obscure would be nice to bounce the spell back to their hand. Don't get me wrong. But if I do that, I don't get to ambush their Dream Devourer with a block. I almost think I want to just allow them to attack in here and then kill the Devourer, if I'm being honest. They don't sacrifice anything. They just draw a card straight up. What an interesting opponent we have here. Okay. They still have instant speed plays here, which tells me it's either just a Dream Devourer's ability to foretell here, or our opponent here is holding on to some sort of removal like Infernal Grasp. Either way, though, we're gaining 4 life off this play, and we're killing their Dream Devourer, I hope. Nice, it was just a foretell mechanic. We'll take it. We will take it. All right. Stowaway. If I play the Stowaway, I can't play. I only have 1 blue. Yikes. Okay. Well, we can charm and we can still Bag of Holding. Okay, that seems fine. That seems fine. Charm and Bag of Holding seems just fine. They foretold something though. We're not sure what that is, and we know that they have a pest, summoning the pests, because yeah, there it is. That's fine. That's got to be something bigger than that. I assumed that wasn't the play. All right. Bag of Holding. Yikes. Drawing a lot of doubles of everything. Doesn't feel great. Doesn't feel great. Yikes, man. What's going on here? Where's our lands? That's all I really want to know, is like where the heck our lands are. All right, well, maybe we just go for the land here. Hopefully hitting it. That'd be great. Nice. We find a blue source. Everything's pretty good here except for Cut of Profits. It's more of an end game card, so let's go and throw that away. And now I feel a lot better. Okay, we finally hit another land drop, which means we can play out the Stowaway next turn, which is super helpful. We have Disdainful Stroke and Obscura Charm, which both hit really big plays like the Invoke Despair, which we know is 100% coming down. I'm also worried about Tybalt coming down. So Disdainful is going to be for Tybalt. Okay, or not. It's going to be for the Lolth. Lolth is gone. All right, and then now we got to get the Queza going, I think, here. But the Obscura Charm then won't hit, but man, and if that's an Invoke Despair, I'm gonna be so upset. I think we just gotta really bite the bullet here and just take one more shot to the chops here. One more shot to the chops. Is claim the Forbidden. Okay. kill that. Fair enough. Okay, so that's the card they foretold, huh? They're getting a copy of it. All right, we got to let it resolve because of the copy. Nothing we could have done anyways about that. All we could do is counter the original, which I don't really want to do. I could use the Obscura Charm here to kill the Eye Twitch, which would be pretty beneficial. I just don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. We're in trouble. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We're in a bit of trouble here. For sure. For sure. That's annoying. That's annoying because they take my Queza and now I have to kill that to save my Queza. But I have to let it go this particular turn because I need to crack the Bag of Holding. And if they played Valky out as a creature, you got to assume they have another one in their hand. I hope that's not the case, but it seems like it might be. I think we're a little too far behind though. I'm going to need to see like a couple Vanishing Verses off the top in order to feel okay. Yeah, this hand is just not it, man. We need more removal, more Vanishing Verses, more removal. But just not going to get the job done, unfortunately. Okay, so how do we survive this turn? I think playing a Suspicious Stowaway obviously is a blocker. And then Bag of Holding. Or do we go double? Let's go double Stowaway here. I can block the Valky really well. Unless they transform it, of course. And then the Obscura Charm can remove the Eye Twitch off the fields. If they activate the Hive, though, that's pretty much going to be lethal. I don't think I could survive this, unfortunately. This should have been this should have been one of the better matchups for us, but unfortunately, we didn't get the Vanishing Verses, man. That would have been the card of the day for sure. Card of the day. Man, if only I didn't get my Queza stolen. Gaining some life would have felt pretty nice. They do activate their Hive. All right. They activate their Hive. The Hive exile something from the graveyard. We're gonna get our Queza back. We are gonna lose both of our Stowaways though. And we're down to one. Pretty bad, man. Pretty bad. So you're gone. That would probably be a pretty solid top deck though, if we could get a Obscura off the top maybe. If I could somehow pull this back, I'd be shocked, but I don't think it's going to be possible, unfortunately. They draw another Hive. Yeah, that's probably going to do it. Unfortunately, just did not get the cards we needed. Mordekainen doesn't cut it. And we're back up to 2. The Eye Twitch goes over the top. Good game, my friend. Unfortunate. A couple of Vanishing Verses there would have got the job done, but we stay at Diamond Tier 1, so not a bad way to end the games, though. I mean, we knew we were going to take an L somewhere. I assumed we would at least. And man, some solid games with this deck. I really enjoyed it. All right, that will conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We are going to break this thing down now in full, but before we do so, I do want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's made it this far into the video. I do appreciate you so much for that, because the watch time is very important here on YouTube, and you guys staying this long is a big deal. So I do appreciate that, and thank you so much for that. With that being said, let's talk about the list. I enjoyed this one a lot, if you couldn't tell. This was a lot of fun for me. It was a very creative way to win the game, and this is my type of magic, man. Winning games in unusual ways people don't expect. As you can see, Queza was a lot better than I personally thought it would be. I thought Queza would be, you know, pretty much removed at every opportunity of the game, but the fact that it's multicolored and it avoids vanishing verse and things like that, pretty cool. I thought it stayed on the field long enough to get its job done too, because a lot of people underestimated how good this card actually is. They underestimate the power level of just pinging our opponent for 1 damage over and over again, because they don't think that there's you know, enough card draw to threaten their life total down to 0, which they found out pretty quickly. It was pretty scary card. Also, Mordekainen obviously being a phenomenal card to end the game with its illusion dog tokens. Unfortunately, we didn't get to pull off the big bag of holding, instant speed, kill him with the dog type of a play, but we did get to play cut of profits for victory today, which was pretty interesting. Speaking of which, as far as cards that I would cut from this deck and make adjustments to, cut of profits is the first one that comes to mind. This card is really cool paired with Queza. Don't get me wrong, very cool. We saw this actually in the game one time for us. It was awesome, but not exactly great in every spot. It was a lot of times the card that I was sending over to the bag of holding that I didn't really want in the hand at the time. It's more of an end game piece, and it just didn't work out super great, because another thing you got to remember too is I believe the way this card works is you're going to take the damage first, then Queza is going to gain you the life. So in a lot of spots, if you need this to go off for a ton of a ton of life and card draw, you're going to be taking the damage first, which could ultimately kill you before Queza can heal you back up. It's like a stack thing. So I don't know if this card necessarily belongs in the deck. The rest of the deck felt great. I wouldn't change the rest of the deck for pretty much anything. I think everything has a really good place here. As far as the cut of profits go, though, if you just go into your deck here, or into your filter here, and you type draw cards and discard. Oh wait, I'm sorry. No, let's just type draw discard. Draw discard. And it'll come up with a lot of really cool tools. But if you go to the back pages here, there's some really cool and interesting cards. All 3 of them happen to be together, but these 3 cards all almost made the cut in the deck. So we got Faithful Mending, we've got Tainted Indulgence, and we've got Kato. All 3 of these cards really play well with our deck as far as what they're trying to accomplish. We've got Kato, who, you know, can draw and discard cards, or it can just draw us cards outright if creatures attacked, which is really helpful. We've also got Tainted Indulgence, which you know, obviously does the kind of the same thing as Faithful Mending. It's a 2-mana instant speed draw 2 cards, discard a card. This one will get you card advantage in the late game though, which is nice. This one will gain you life. You will discard more cards too, but it also has flashback. So there's some pluses and minuses to both of those cards, but Faithful Mending I think is probably the strongest of these 3 cards to put in the deck, maybe in place of cut of profits. But you know, life gain can be pretty understated at sometimes. It's pretty important, but if you gain some life, put some cards in the yard, and you can kind of keep doing that over and over because of the flashback mechanic, it might be worth putting into the deck and giving it a try. But the rest of the deck I feel like was pretty necessary for success as far as like how many removal spells we're running, and Disdainful Stroke, a very good counter spell for the time being. It's doing pretty well right now, so I think this might be one of the better counters at the moment. But ultimately I think the deck was a lot of fun, and I'm not going to make too many adjustments to it at all. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck, the gameplay footage, and I appreciate you for sticking around this long. Today is Wednesday, which means there's going to be a live stream tonight on on the channel today. So if you guys want to check that out, it's going to be in the evening. If you guys hit the notification bell, you'll be notified when the video goes, or the live stream starts up. You can come visit us, hang out with us. I believe it's going to be I'm recording this a few days early, so it is going to be the first of the month. So there will be viewer battles. We're going to be playing against you guys, so be sure to come around and try your luck with battling me. That'd be a lot of fun. And yeah, I hope to see you guys there. And before I hop out of here completely and say goodbye, I got to say a huge shout out and thank you to the Marty Mob, of course. If you guys don't know, I give a shout out to the Marty Mob at the end of every video. If you don't know what the Marty Mob is, it's a membership program here on the channel that these guys help support me through. And they get a little perks and benefits on their account, but ultimately they're helping support the channel. And I got to give a big shout out and thank you to them, because they are the backbone of this channel and I cannot do it without them. And I have to let them know how much I appreciate them. If you guys want to learn more about the Marty Mob and how to become a member today, you can hit the join button down below, or there's a link in the description. But that is going to conclude today's video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you tomorrow on the next one. Again, A lot of cool stuff this week, so stick around for those videos. I'll see you guys then. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Queza, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. When's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't